See, the problem is that I have too much going on this morning, and I stayed up way too freaking late. So I didn't go to my meeting. I did some push-ups. That's it, and that's the problem. So I'm sorry that I seem a little frazzled. It's because I am. It's Verizon Wireless. Have you ever tried? Do you use Verizon? Is that your wireless
No, I've got
company?
T-Mobile.
Okay, yeah. So T-Mobile, I mean, I'm sure they suck in their ways too, but Verizon Wireless, I wanted Jody to switch over an auto payment. We've never extended a payment before, and I was getting freaked out because I knew the money wasn't going to be there. So I was, hey, can you extend the payment out? Just take care of that for me, please. And she's like, of course. My wife is wonderful that way. But it turns out that their security procedures are, dude, it's like Fort Knox. They're supposed to text me a code because I'm the owner on the account, and then that would approve her to get on. And so a half hour later, I did it myself. And it's not Jody's fault. So yeah, and I got that going on. Then I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna do the Ramblin' Gramling show. And then that's where I'm at this morning.
Well, you originally said noon, and then this morning you told me 11, and so it
Well, I
could have
was
stayed at
I,
noon if you were having a frazzled day.
no, it's I was supposed to meet with a business bank this morning. So I'm changing out my business account to a different bank, and maybe I don't know. And I was supposed to meet with them, but I decided an advisor told me, hey, check out this bank too and this bank too. So I postponed the appointment, so now I can do it earlier. So, nah, that's where I'm at.
Nah,
Nah,
you yell at
that's
me,
where
I'll
I'm
yell at
at.
you.
Yeah, that's
There's a
where I'm
couple of
at this
those.
morning. It's all good. So, yeah. Anyways, we need to get.
Oh, and we have a little guest in my room.
Uh-oh,
Let's
look
see if
at
I
this.
can. There she is,
Where is
Lola.
she? Oh, there she is. I see her hiding back there. Look at that.
Yeah,
Sweet. Look at her. You got the little companion there. Well, you see, we were
yeah,
talking about this last night. I don't mean to ride you on it, but maybe Lola could be the co-host of the show occasionally. You know, that'd be cool too. She could jump up there and she'd be like, rah, 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 and she'd do get her little
yeah. Only
paw
if
up.
there's another dog. She doesn't like other dogs. She likes other humans, but not other dogs.
I don't blame her one damn bit. There's not many humans I like. You know, that's not true. I think it's so cool when people say, I don't like people. I think that's cool. I'd like to, but you know, I kind of do.
I like people. I just don't like children.
Well, yeah, nobody likes children. Not even children like children.
And I was when I was a child. I didn't like children. I wanted to hang out with the adults.
Well, sure, the adults do the cool stuff. Children are, and I'm stealing this line from a comedian, so it's not like I came up with this, but children are like little drunk people. Like if you watch like a 2-year-old, they're just like, I'm toddling around the room. Oh, I pooped my pants. That's what children is. So they're like little drunk things that just like eat all your shit and break everything. It's horrible. And they're not very good at
Yeah,
stuff either.
we're especially in Discord right now. Brooke goes, "Odd is offended."
Yeah, well, she's like a little drunk person. I mean, when else is it acceptable that you can just poop your pants and somebody else cleans it up? You're either, you know, a very young child, you're drunk, or you're very, very old. It's one of those options. Anyways, I understand that we have lots and lots of books to go over today. Is that correct?
Probably about the same amount as we had last week.
All right. Now you're going to have to give me a heads up because you were in charge. You decided that you want the audio samples playing here today, and you went out and got a couple of them. You're going to have to tell me which ones they are because I'm discombobulated this morning. So,
Well,
anyways,
you got a bit.
yeah, cool. All right. Well, the first one we got here, and here you go.
Is Fractured Souls, Fallen Messengers, Book 1 by Ava Marie Salinger, narrated by Alex Kidd.
He ain't kidding about that. That one came out on the 31st. Then we had
Perfect 10, Off-Season Book 1 by K.M. Newholt, narrated by Iggy Toma.
that one also. Well, no, that one came out on the 1st. Look at that. We're making progress here. Then we had
Taken by Storm, the Off-Season Book 2 by K.M. Newholt, narrated by Iggy Toma.
You got a lot coming out, though. We got a lot going on. Then we had
And this one's got
an audio sample. All right, let's see if we can get this to work.
Hello, this is Dan Callie, narrator of Finding Finn by Charlie Novak. And here's what it's about. What happens when a quiet boy with a secret falls for his best friend? Finn has always kept people at arm's length. Being quiet and shy doesn't get you many friends outside your family, and it's even harder when you're running a spicy secret side project. But Jem might be the exception to the rule. The game designer is clever, self-deprecating, and appreciates Finn's affection for all things nerdy. He's the one man who can find the real Finn, if Finn lets him in. When Jem asks for Finn's help opening a new board game store, it brings the two of them closer than ever before. Soon things become complicated as lines of friendship blur between them, and Finn begins to worry Jem will find out his secret. But maybe that wouldn't be as bad as it seems. Maybe Jem already knows the secret Finn's keeping. All he has to do is convince Finn to share. Finding Finn is a 78,000-word contemporary MM romance featuring late-night shop shenanigans, far too many nosy siblings with no boundaries, two best friends, and some steamy audio fantasies. It contains no love triangle, no cheating, and no angst.
All right, now I got it there. And don't worry, see, when we started recording the show, you immediately, because you're all about, so you're like, I want to do it in Discord too. I want to do it in front of a live crowd. So I had to set it up that way through vMix. So there's 3 different feeds, and the Discord crowd didn't hear till halfway through. But the video that we're streaming on YouTube, y'all heard it. So I'm just letting you know, it's okay. I got it all figured out.
What, did you see the look on my face?
No, I didn't see shit because all I'm seeing is our feed to the stream thing. But yeah, but I got it all. Don't worry, it's all figured out. All right. I'm having one of those days. Okay, you ever have one of those? That was a double armpit thing there. It's one of them days, but I got it all figured out.
I've been having one of them days since December.
Yeah, no, mine don't do that. Mine's just a little. I just need a second to chill and wake up. Yeah, I mean, I've been awake for an hour now, and I've already had to deal with banks and shit. So that one came out on the 1st as well. And hey, thank you guys for recording that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. But yeah, I've had one of those days for a while. So what I did was I copied the Serenity Prayer and put it on my wallpaper for my computer.
Yeah, it's all
and
funny.
It's still there.
It works like a charm. I use it constantly. It all goes really well until you get punched in the face. That's that's everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. That's the Mike Tyson saying. Mike Tyson has wisdom, don't you know? But yes, the Serenity Prayer is wonderful. It works really well. And you just have to take the time to actually say it.
Yeah, ever since I put that up there, everything's been going pretty well.
Yeah, no, it's saved me a lot of times. Damn you, Lissa Gramling, for throwing my own medicine back at me and reminding me what I need to do today. Fuck you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyways, next we had
Ben Fortune, A Shifter Love Story, Blackstone Academy Book 2 by Elizabeth Deer, narrated by Michael Gallagher and Gregory Salinas.
Yeah, sure, he's salivating. That one came out on the 1st.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, then we had
Demon on the Download, Supernatural Selection Book 3 by E.J. Russell, narrated by Greg Boudreau. And no, I did not say Tremblay wrong.
Yeah, then we had...
And we have this one, which is also audio.
Oh, here, hang on for a second. Let me flip over here. We got this, then we got this.
Hey, this is Tim Page.
And this is Liam DeCosimo.
And we're really excited for the new release of the book we narrated called Chasing Fate by Mia Monroe. We've narrated a bunch of books together, but this one is always fun to do a Mia Monroe book, and this one is no different than that. It's a story of 2 dudes who were friends when they were younger, and one of them moved away. They came back together as friends, and in the meantime, there was a discovery by one of the characters, right?
Yeah, so the character that I narrate, named Sydney, had pretty much always known he was gay. Like, this was something that, he had identified and understood very early on. And then his best friend, Diego, was always just into girls. And then once they reconnect as they get older, Diego had a bit of a revelation as he came out as bisexual.
Yeah, and so you can find out kind of how their friends to friends with benefits relationship changes them both for the better. So if you get a chance, definitely check out Chasing Fate by Mia Monroe, narrated by myself and Liam DeCosmo.
They're all gay, by the way. Every single is. I haven't run into a single one of them yet that isn't gay. But cool. Hey, and again, everybody, thank you again for recording this, Tim and Liam. I appreciate it very much. And Tim, it's been a while since I've seen you, man. You should come back on and talk to the beard sometime. Anyways, next we had...
We have Unseen, Wrath and Rune, Book 2 by Jordan L. Hawk, narrated by Joel Leslie.
Nice. I like the cover on that one. Then we had...
The Last Flight of Marius Chastain, a Starian Tale by Iris Foxglove, narrated by Chris Anthem. Words are hard this morning.
Yeah, no. And they were coming up with a lot of original words there, too. That one came out on the 1st. Then we had...
My Not So Slutty Professor, Not So University Series Book 1 by D.K. Sutton, narrated by Kevin Earlywine.
Nice. Kevin's been busy lately. Then we had...
You're Cordially Invited, Auckland Med Book 5 by Jay Hogan, narrated by Gary Furlong. And y'all were just talking about that when on Talk to the Beard.
Yeah, he was on this week.
And then it came out like an hour or two later.
I love Gary to death, too. He's fantastic. He's a good friend. Then we had...
Night of the Blood Red Moon, Prosper Woods Wolves, Book 1 by Patricia Logan, narrated by John Solo.
Finally. I very
Yes,
rarely have to
finally.
wait for these to come out, but this one we did because it was kind of messed up with the distributor. So we got her done. Excellent. And that one's fantastic. And there's also a story time and a sample up on the YouTube channel for those two if you want to check them out. Then we had...
Enforced, Lords of Chaos MC, Road to Carnage Series Book 3 by Nicholas Bella, narrated by Keith Foltz.
And that one came out on the 4th. Moving right along, we had...
Valley Ghost Series Box Set 2, Books 4 through 6 by B.L. Maxwell, narrated by Alan Jeffries.
Cool. Then we had...
Frat Wars, Master of Mayhem by Saxon James, narrated by Alexander Sindis and Iggy Toma.
And that one came out on the 4th as well. Then we had...
Jilted, Jaren. The Foster Brothers Book 1 by Nora Phoenix, narrated by John Solo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
when
you
we
had two
were...
come out in one day.
Well, but when we were recording that, the Jilted, it seems to me like it should be said, Jilted Jaren, the Foster Brothers, Book 1. And I was recording the credits for it, and Vicky said, no, it's Jilted Jaren, the Foster Brothers, Book. And I understand there's a colon there, and I understand how those things work. I've been reading my whole life, but it still seems odd to me, especially because if you look at the cover, there's no colon on there. So if you look at the cover, you'd say Jilted Jaren. But anyways, yeah, that one also, I have a sample and a story time for that going up today on YouTube. I rendered them out last night. I just haven't gotten to uploading them this morning, so those will be available for you to check out if you want any teasers for that to see if you want to get it or not. But it's good, so you should. Next we had...
Bryce, Gentleman of the Emerald City Book 3 by Ellie Witt, narrated by Michael Fioriolo.
That must be a different style. When did we see that type? We saw that type of cover last week with the book too. I forget where, but that's a different type of cover for
I
Ellie
don't
Witt.
remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind figuring out.
I know.
I bet you that's a publisher, and I wouldn't mind figuring out who it is. But anyways, next we had...
Quiet, Enchanted University Book 2 by Zyle Elevin, and I apologize if I messed that up, narrated by Zachary Zaba.
And then that one came out on the 4th. Then we had...
You Will Crave Me, Dark Urban Fantasy, The Odin Chronicles Book 5 by Nicholas Bella, narrated by Matt Williams.
Oh, shit. See, now I know what you listened to this week. All right.
No, I didn't listen to that one yet.
Really? I'm surprised.
Nope.
Then we had... there we go.
Bathhouse Stories, a Dan Landez mystery by Robert Raula, narrated by Steve Carlson.
Now we're up into the 5th. That one came out on the 5th. Then we had...
This one kept making me giggle with the title. I don't understand why. No Peeking by Kai Brightly, narrated by Weston East.
Well, it's impossible for him to peek. There's a man behind him fucking him in the butt, and he's got a cover over his eyes. So that's...
I'm like, no peeking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He ain't gonna peek like that. Then we had...
Then we had Mob Boss, a Marchese family story by Sylvia Violet, narrated by Michael Dean.
That one also came out on the 5th. Then we had...
He's My Man Now by Jeremiah Stonecastle, narrated by Kaval Shah.
Alrighty then.
I hope I said that right.
I'm just looking at the cover. Alrighty then. Then we had...
Chester Falls, Volume 1, Books 0.05 or 0.5 through 3. The Chester Falls Collection, Volume 1 by Anna Ashley, narrated by Nick Hudson.
It's not Anna's fault. See, Amazon does this fucked up thing when an author is putting a series out. I just watched little Patty Logan go through this. I've seen Anna go through this and a couple people where they want kind of a prequel thing and to put it as a group in Amazon. So in Kindle and everything else, so you see it as a series. It's fucked up. So you end up doing that 0.5 deal, and she's lucky she got it there. Anyways, those are all the new releases this week. If by my count, there were well over 20, somewhere in that range, because I'm not very good at counting. But then we get to the favorite part of the show for everybody. Then we get to what you listened to this week. Now, before I flip this over, do you have anything to add? Normally, when I do this, you're like, bah! You're doing that thing. But do you just want me to put the cover up?
No.
How do you? All right.
Put the cover up. It's all right.
All right, cool. So here we go. The first one you listened to this week.
It's the 5th book of the Tattoos and Temptation series.
Trust me, everyone knows. It's all I've heard about. It's you goddamn Cale Williams and his sexy goddamn voice. All right. Love you, Cale.
It's French. He does French in this one.
Fuck that man doing French. You're making it. Like, I'm just going to talk to Cale directly here. You're making us all look bad, Cale. All right? You're making us just calm the fuck down over there. Could you maybe spread your talent out over a couple series instead of just one, so I don't have to hear about your goddamn sexy voice all week long? Thank you. That's my rant. Sorry.
Okay. I gave this one 4 bullets. The best friend's little brother is one of my favorite tropes, and I was so excited to get into this one. But this is like, I absolutely loved it. Cale does a sexy French accent, and doing dirty talk in that accent was amazing. I think this is the first time I've ever listened or read where the older brother, best friend, was actually happy about the coming together of his best friend and little brother. And it made for a nice listen, and I really enjoyed this one.
Good. What's the bullet rating on that one?
4.
4? That's a solid bullet rating. You're gonna have to charge some stuff before you go into this.
Well, I'm also now basing the bullet rating on the squirm factor of a book.
Okay, I have questions. Squirm factor. Now, is that because you got a little wet spot or what? How's that? What's the squirm?
Basically, how much a book will make me squirm in my seat if I'm moving around a lot, or if I'm just, yeah.
Well, because we have a mutual friend, and I'm going to talk about this for a second. I'm not going to name any names here, and seriously, I'm not. Normally, when I say that, then I would name the name, but I'm not. But we have a mutual friend that is able now. If you got the kids in the room, get them out. Okay. She's able to make herself you know, just by crossing her legs. Okay. Now that's what I think of. When you think of squirm factor, that's what I think of. And by the way, I would never stand again. I mean, it was just be, if I could do that, you wouldn't see me ever again. But yeah, that's what I think of when I think of squirm factor. So what you're saying is that, you know, you're just kind of a little bit, oh my God, uncomfortable kind of thing. Just kind of like you got to poop or something. I'm sorry. Women they don't think that's funny. It's just kind of like you're about to be in an auto accident. No, I don't want it to happen. That sort of thing. Is that about right?
Or is it? I'm adjusting in my seat,
or is my lovely TNA would say the arousal factor? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, now we got it head on. So it has nothing to do with making yourself have an orgasm by crossing your legs, and it has nothing to do with poop, obviously, and it has nothing to do with a car wreck. It's just how fucking horny. Can I use that word on horny? How it gets you like that? Is that about accurate?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, I'm just trying here. See, women don't like, in the Discord crowd, look, poop is a natural thing, okay? Everybody does it. If I say it, that doesn't mean immediately like, meh. I've heard women talk about way grosser things than that, and they're fine with it. Y'all are just strange. Anyways, good. Thank you for that. Now let's hear about the fucking next one in this series. Here we go. Mia, by the way, could you stop writing these, please, so I don't have to hear about your fucking books? Anyways, here we go.
I wouldn't go that far because I've got 2 more of hers to listen to. By different narrators, though.
Good. Maybe the narrators will suck. Mia, could you hire a shitty narrator for a second?
It's Tim and Liam.
Great. Just great. So I get to hear about all this shit again. Awesome. Here we go. All right. Tell me about this one. Hopefully this is the last I have to hear about this one, at least.
Well, okay. I gave this one 4 bullets as well. It's the last book in the series. I enjoyed it. I mean, it started off really slow for me, but it finally sucked me in about halfway through, and I really liked the rest of it. There was rope play, or shibari, and it was very, very good. And I'm saddened that I'm done with this series, and I wish you would write more with these guys, but...
Don't!
Yeah, a lot of other people said the same thing.
It's like when Game of Thrones or something came out. Like, you felt so bad for the people that were also producing shows at the same time because you knew that nobody was going to fucking watch it. They had to watch that first. It's like that. So, great job. Seriously, though. I'm being facetious here. Mia, great job. And Kale, fantastic job, dude. You know you're great. Anyways, bullet rating on this, you said 4. So there's some squirm factor involved in here as well. There's the crossing your legs and all. All right, cool. Excellent. Then it looks like you had another busy week here. You got in 4 books this week. The next one you listened to was great. All right. This one.
Thick as Thieves by Lucy Lennox and narrated by Michael Dean. I gave this one a high 5 bullet rating.
Sorry. I was about to get a cup of coffee. I didn't expect to have to comment here, but you said a high 5 bullet rating. So does that mean 5. You wave the bullet in the air first, and then how's that work? Because I'm thinking woo, high 5.
It wasn't exactly a bullet breaker, but close.
So now there's a 4.5.
Basically a 5.5.
Okay, 5.5. Okay, I got you. All right, cool. All right, tell me all about it.
It was pretty damn close to a bullet breaker, though. This Best Friends to Lovers book was amazing. Book 4 in the Astor Valley series, and it didn't disappoint. I love this whole series, and Lucy is one of my favorite authors. I think she was like the 3rd MM author I read or listened to. And Michael Dean did an amazing job with this one. I loved every moment. And him growling mine in a deep male alpha voice is a huge favorite.
All right.
There was a lot of dirty talk and hot, sexy times, and Lucy knows how to write them very well.
So that got let's say a 5.5. So almost a bullet breaker, very close.
Almost, yes.
All right, cool. And now you said you had 5 this week. I only see 4 on our list here. So maybe I missed something. But the next one you got coming up is this one.
Yes. I gave this one a 4. And it's the 3rd book that I've listened to by Kara Andrews. And I loved it. It was like figure skating. Yeah. Enemies to lovers. Or enemies turned friends to turn to lovers. And I think this is the first time I've ever heard Greg do dirty talk. And it was extremely hot.
Oh, Greg is amazing. Plus, this combination, I've worked for Kira before. She's a fantastic author. She's one of those that just, I think we need to hear more about Kira Andrews out there. I know that she's one of those that I don't see come across this very often. And I don't see on my calendar enough at all. Kira, please freaking hire me. I think I got Greg and goddamn Greg Tremblay and his goddamn nice, lovely, melt in your mouth voice. But, she's an amazing author. Every time I've worked for her, every time I've read one of her books, it surprises me every time. I go in expecting it to be good, and then it's just fantastic. The character development and the tie-ins are just always phenomenal. So,
and like I said, this is the 3rd book I've listened to from her. The other 2 were also done by Greg, and one was like a stranded on a deserted island, and another one was a baseball book.
They're all the combination between the 2. You can't go wrong with either one of these, and when you put them together, it's got to be pretty damn good. Cool.
Yeah, pretty much anything Greg does turns to gold in my eyes now.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Thank you, Emma, for introducing me to him.
As much as I joke on the show and I'm like, stop writing those. No. I got no, we're all friends here. And Greg is one of the best narrators that I've ever heard. Any genre. He's one of the best I've ever heard. So if anyone gets him to work on their book as an author, you got to hit. And as a listener, I think that there's something that goes on, especially in this genre with listeners, where you will buy specifically for a narrator. And I think Greg is probably at the top of that list, above any other narrator in the genre currently, where I see more people that will, if it's Greg, I'm buying it. Boom, buying it.
One click.
Yeah, exact. That's what we call it in the industry. Thank you very much. But yeah, he is absolutely amazing. So kudos to both of them. You said that was a 4 bullet? I forget. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Excellent. Then I do see the other one here. There wasn't a space in between, so I didn't differentiate it because I'm an idiot. But finally, we have
Mob Boss by Sylvia Violet. It just came out, and this one was a bullet breaker. What?
I just said wow.
When I started listening to it yesterday, it was only an hour and 6 minutes, so I figured, why not throw it in there? I realized like 5 minutes into it that I read it last year as a freebie, and I loved it when I read it, and Michael just made it so much better. And yeah, him still growling mine and all the dirty talk and sexy times. There was a lot. Of course, Sylvia likes to do those.
There's an hour and 5 minutes worth.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I loved it when I read it, and I still loved it when I listened to it.
Nice. Well, so the big bullet breaker of the week is the Marchese or Marchese. I'm not really sure how you say that. Marchese. Sorry. There's a lot of different ways that could go, but The Family Story by Michael Dean and, by Sylvia Violet, narrated by Michael Dean. Excellent. Good job this week.
Family Story?
Yeah, it says.
No.
Yeah, it's very family oriented, but you did a good job this week. And,
yeah, no.
Also, thank you to everyone. Who all did we get to read for us this week again? There's a lot of them.
We got Dan Callie, Tim Page, and Liam DeCosmo.
Everyone, thank you so much for hitting all those for us. We really do appreciate
it. Thank you.
Cool. And anyways, great job. This is my easy part. All I got to do is hit this button. So wave bye to the camera. We'll see you all next week.